Good morning and welcome to Hot Seat. I'm Scott Mitchell. My guest this week is Senator Lonnie Paxton. He's the new President Pro-Tem Designee of the state Senate. He was thrust into that position by his caucus after Senator Greg McCourtney, who was the designee, was defeated in his primary election in June. Senator Paxton from Tuttle had a conversation with me this week. We talked about what's upcoming, and here's a portion of that conversation. You can see the entire conversation later at news9.com and newson6.com. Follow me at Mitchell Talks. Senator, thanks for your time today.
You bet. Glad to be here.
June 18, the primary election,
right?
The designee was Senator McCourtney.
Right.
And any pundit who thought that Senator McCourtney was not going to win was not quite being straight with us. That was a shock to everybody.
Yes, it was.
A month later, you're the Pro-Tem Designee. Your thoughts about now, if things move forward and then you're confirmed once the new legislature comes to town, what it's going to be like working with Speaker Hilbert, who will be in his first term in governor's step?
Well, first of all, Speaker Hilbert-elect and I have known each other before. He was in the legislature before I was in the legislature. We both came in the 2016 class, but he's a real good friend of my oldest son, and they knew each other and competed against one another in high school and FFA speech contest. So I had known who Kyle was, and so we have a good relationship, and I look forward to working with him in this role that we're both going to have with the new legislative session. And as far as the governor goes, I've always gotten along well with the governor, and we don't always agree, but we have common goals, sometimes different roads to get to those goals, and we've worked through those in the past, and I look forward to working with the governor.
He made a very nice public statement about you, talked about reducing government. He threw in cutting taxes, those sorts of things, and right. We all know the history in terms of the budget process we had last year. Your thoughts about the specifics of working with the governor when he specifically recalls for putting tax cuts back on the table?
Right, and I'm sure he will. The governor and I have common goals of a small, efficient government and taking the burden off the taxpayers. I think it's a common goal everybody in here shares. We did pass a tax cut last year, the largest tax cut in the history of the state. I've always been an advocate of the income tax, and I kind of last year made the decision to switch my personal opinion to the grocery sales tax because I was very concerned about who it affected the most. And when the grocery sales tax really helps out, or actually really hurts that that family of 3 or 4 kids and mom and dad struggling to buy their groceries. And so when I weighed back and forth what was best for the Oklahomans at that point and the people I really wanted to help, the grocery sales tax was the thing I think we needed to cut last year. Now we'll pivot this year. I'm sure the governor's going to want us to be discussing the income tax cut, and the Republican Senate caucus will have those conversations again, and we will work with the governor and looking at seeing where we're at with the budget and seeing what we need to be doing. But I think the governor wants to put those back on the table to discuss, and we'll be happy to discuss it with him. The voters are smart. They analyze the candidates, they decide who they want to vote for, and they make choices. I have had the opportunity, and I'm continuing to do it, just to meet these new senators that are coming in, and it's going to be an impressive class. They seem to be people that I've talked to them on the phone, I've met them in person. Those that I haven't, we're going to continue to make that effort to do that and travel around the state meeting those people, and they are going to, the class of 2024 is going to be an impressive class of senators.
Your plans in terms of moving forward as the designee over the next few months, what should the public be looking for?
I think my goal right now is to really assess the way the caucus feels. And the entire Senate body that's coming back in November, along with the new members coming in, I need to know what their priorities are. I have things I've always done as an individual senator that might get pushed aside a little bit because I need to look at what the caucus as a whole wants, what they're interested in. A lot of those are common goals. We've dealt a lot in the Senate with the problems that are centered around the marijuana issues since the state question passed in 2018. So we've dealt a lot with that, trying to get some handle on that. I'm really, really concerned, along with a lot of my Senate members, a lot of members of the House as well, with the access that our children have to both the marijuana products and to now what's the new synthetic market that's coming out. I think a lot of parents are are scared of that, and rightly so. There's a lot of concern about children using products that they really should not be doing. And the synthetic market is getting around the marijuana laws that we have, because it's technically not marijuana, but if you've seen these things in stores, they're not regulated and it looks like a bunch of candy. It's flavored and it's really attracting children to those. That has to be addressed. And so we're going to focus on doing things like that, and that's not just Senator Paxton's view, that's the entire legislature. That's going to be a common go. I've heard from a lot of people on that issue, and we'll be looking at that. But that's what my goal is to go talk to every senator that's going to be coming back in November, and the new ones that are coming in, so I know exactly what their priorities are. And it's a diverse set, but you will find some things that everybody's on the same page on. I just use marijuana as an example because that's one that we all see the dangers that is already happening and getting worse, and we need to get that fixed.